Okay. So alpha, which is nothing but it is a smoothing coefficient. So the value of alpha is lying between 0 to 1, and for higher alpha value, it is 0.7 to 0.8. We may be taking as a smoothing coefficient value, right? And talk to this we discussed on last class, right? And today's session we are going to discuss about moving average, weighted residue, and exponential smoothing based problems, right? So problems we are going to discuss on the today's session, right? Right. Okay. 1 minute more, right? Wait for 1 minute. Okay. I hope the screen is visible to you all. My screen is sharing to you all, right? It is visible. No.
No, sir.
Yes or no?
Now it's visible, sir.
Right. So am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Last class வந்து இதுதான் பார்த்தோம், right? So weight residual method and exponential smoothing method, right? So and here I stop up to this, right? So capital A suffix T, which is nothing but it is the most recent demand, and for a capital F suffix T, it is most recent forecast. So there is a difference between most recent demand and most recent forecast, right? So most recent demand, what it defined as, for example, if I'm assuming in the month of June, so it is my expectation, right? So in the month of June, it will comes around it has 200 units. So it is my assumption. It is my guessing, right? So expectation. So June on that it is a 200 unit. So it is most recent demand, right? So it is my demand. That 200 unit, it is my demand, right? So இது வந்து என்னுடைய demand, right? So I can take it as a value. It is capital A suffix T, right? And the most recent forecast, which it is nothing but if I'm going to calculate the forecast value in the month of June, right? So if that value is comes around the 250 unit abhinaka, so this 250 unit is my capital F suffix T value, right? So it is a most recent forecast value, right? Just I explained, I just give a short summary about this formula, right? What is capital A? Here I can take it as an example, right? Let's see here. In the June month, right? So June month of the forecasting, it is given as 250 units, right? And July month, வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா, you are going to calculate what is July month forecasting value for the month of July, all right? And my demand, most recent demand in the month of June is it is 200 unit. So it is my what it is my expectation. So in the month of June it is 200 unit, but my forecasting value comes out, it is 250 units. So if I'm going to calculate in the month of July, what is the forecasting value? What it comes is I'm going to found out with the help of exponential smoothing formula, right? So here, what is the capital A suffix T is this most recent demand. What it does is I'm going to take it as a capital A suffix at T, right? So if I'm going to calculate in the month of June, for June month, I can predict some value, right? For example, it is also 200 unit. So this most recent demand value, I'm going to take it as capital A suffix T, right? For example, in the July la na calculate பண்றப்ப, right? If I'm going to calculate a forecast value in the month of July அப்படின்னாக்கா, so it's a previous month oda value I'm going to taken out here, right? So it does 250 unit as what, capital A suffix T or capital F suffix T, what it is, what it is. Is am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, pa சொல்லுங்க. This 250 unit is what and 200 unit is what? Right, I'm repeating again. I think you won't understood you won't come to understood, right? Here you are going to found out a forecast value in the month of July, right? So what are the data is available அப்படின்னாக்கா, June month oda forecast value it is 250 unit, right? So it is a forecast value. So இங்க F நான் போட்டுக்கிறேன், right? So it is a forecasting value in the month of June. I'm calculated value, it is my calculated value 250 unit. This June 200 unit, it is my demand, most recent demand value, right? So it is capital A value, right? So how I'm going to take calculated this 200 unit is, it is my predictable, it is my expectation, right? This 200 unit is my expectation, right? For example, இப்போ வந்து in your house you are going to found out electricity bill, right? For example, in the month of June வந்து you are expecting it will comes around 200 unit, right? So after the completion month, after the end of June month, you are going to take a readings. சரியா, எவ்வளவு யூனிட்ஸ் வந்திருக்குன்னு if you are going to take out the readings, it comes around 250 units. So it is expectation value, it is predicted value, it is forecast value. 250 is your forecasting value, right? So in the July month, what is the forecast value அப்படின்றது, if you are going to calculate, if you are going to found out the exact forecast value in the month of July, all right? So how you are going to calculate now with the help of this exponential smoothing formula, alpha capital A suffix T plus 1 minus alpha into capital F suffix T. So here capital A suffix T அப்படின்றது it is most recent demand. So what is our demand அப்படின்றது first you should identify, right? And this capital F suffix T is most recent forecast, right? So most recent forecast now I am going to take this 250 unit in the month of July, that is the most recent forecast, right? And this most recent demand, what is our July month demand we expected as, it is 200 unit, right? So it is a capital A suffix T value, it is a capital A suffix T value. So with the help of this formula, I'm going to find out forecast value in the month of July. So it is understood. So have you understood or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right. So in the 200 June 200 units, in the values on the எப்போ நமக்கு யூஸ் ஆகும், from where it is used அப்படின்னாக்கா, if you are going to calculate a forecast value in the month of June, so June month forecast, if you are going to found out அப்படின்னாக்கா, if you are going to take out May month oda forecast value, you are going to take it as a capital F suffix T, right? And this June 200 unit, you are going to take it as a capital A suffix T, right? I hope it is understood. இல்ல ஏதாவது கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு? Do you have any confusion, Bharat? Is there any confusion you are having,
No,
or
sir.
I can move on to the next? If can I move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So the next one is, it is a moving average method, right? So what it defines, what is moving average method? As I already discussed, as I already told, what is a moving average method, right? So what is the main theme is, this method, we can simply say equal weightage is given to all the demand over the selected number of periods. So I'm going to give a equal number of weightage to all the what it is, all the selected number of periods. So that is why it is called as a moving average method. So because the average moves over time, after each period, the demand for the oldest period is omitted, and the demand for the newest period is added for the next calculation. So it is very important, right? So here they have to mention over here, right here, this is, so deleting the oldest value and adding the new value. So that is what I'm saying, right? So the demand for the oldest period is omitted, and the demand for the newest period is added for the next step of calculation. Added for the next step of calculation, right? So this simple, it is a procedure for the moving average method, right? And for applying the method of moving average method, the period of moving average has to be selected. For example, the 3 yearly moving average, 5 yearly moving average. If in question they have to given found out a 3 yearly moving average, or a 5 yearly moving average, or a 4 yearly moving average. Like this, they have to given, right? For example, if I'm going to take a 3 yearly moving average value, right? So 3 yearly moving average abdinaka, I'm going to take down three data only. For example, in question they have to given like this, like A B C D E F, right? So five data, I think five. Yes, six. So six variables are given over here: A, B, C, D, E, F. Right. So it is 3 yearly moving average. With the help of a 3 yearly moving average formula, you're going to found out the forecasting value for with the help of a simple moving average method. Right. So how you are going to calculate it, Abhinaka? It is a 3 yearly moving average. So 3 yearly moving average. Now you're going to take three data's mean. Right. So as we already know, right? So have a simple average abhinaka. So it is average of the complete data in the time series. You are going to calculate, right? So you're going to take the average, right? So it is a 3 yearly moving average. So A plus B plus C divided by 3, and again B plus C plus D, right? So here A B C D E F, right? So six data are available. So first A B C எடுக்கணும், and B C D second term, right? And C D E third one, right? And D E F, it is fourth one, right? So it is divided by 3. So how this 3 is coming over here, what how many numbers of variables are there in the numerator? Three numbers of variables will be there in the numerator. So denominator, it is 3. So n oda value here, it is n is equal to 3, right? So number of period, it is 3, right? And likewise here also 3, 3, and 3. 3. So this is one example how to calculate a 3 yearly moving average calculations for given variables, right? And one more thing, you just keep it on your mind. What it is, if the moving average is an odd number, right? So if the moving average is an odd number, so odd number, you may know what are the numbers we are saying as odd number, right? Example 3, right? So 3 is an odd number, right? If your moving average value is come out from the odd number abhinaka, what you are doing is there is a no problem for centering it, right? So there is a no problem for centering it because the moving total for a 3 years average value will be centered beside the second year, and for the 5 years average be centered beside the third year. So what it say is if the moving average value வந்து it is odd number அப்படின்னாக்கா, so you no need to centering that value. So centering value நீங்க பண்ண தேவையில்ல. What is centering value அப்படின்னாக்கா, here see if a 3 year moving average வந்து if you are going to found out அப்படின்னாக்கா, if the values comes under the odd number அப்படின்னாக்கா, so that will be the centered beside the second year. So the second yearக்கு beside தான் அந்த values வந்து என்ன பண்ணுனாக்கா கிடைக்கும் நமக்கு, ரைட்? ஸோ அதே மாதிரி தான் likewise if we are going to found out a 5 years average method அப்படின்னாக்கா, so 5 years average methodல centered value it is beside the third year. The 5 years average be centered beside the third year. So here no need to centering the value, right? And but if the moving average is an even number, so even number which means for example I'm going to take it as it is 4. So 4 it is an even number, right? So the average of the first four figure will be replaced between second and third year, right? And this process we can say it as it is a centering of average. In case of even periods for moving average, the trend values are obtained after centering the average of the second time. So the second timeல நீங்க பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிற அந்த centering values பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் என்னது even period of trend value will be obtained over here, right? I will let's see the one problem. From the problem you may understood what concept they are using over here, right? And uh, before going to start the problem, you may know the merits of the moving average method. So what are the merits we are having? We are having basically two methods we are using for moving average method. First one, it is a simple method, and second one, it is a flexible method, right? And what are the objectives of Inaka? If the period of moving average coincide with the period of cyclic fluctuations in the data, such fluctuations are automatically eliminated. So it is the main objectives for the moving average method. The fluctuations is automatically eliminated over here, right? So how this fluctuations is automatically eliminated because we are centering the values. If the even numbers will be came up, we are going to centering that value. The fluctuations are eliminated automatically, and this method is used for determining the seasonal, cyclic, and irregular variations beside the trend value. Seasonal, cyclics, and irregular variations beside the trends value. Let's see this. So these are the limitations. So we should go through it. What are the limitations? What are the disadvantages we are facing in the moving average method? So last class itself, I explained what are the disadvantage we are facing in a simple moving average method. It has overcome to some extent by a simple moving average method. The demand data from the several most recent periods is combined, their average being the forecast for the next period. So the number of past periods used in the calculations is held constant throughout. So that is one major disadvantages of the moving average method, right? Right, and it's here. See, on a basic problem is given over here, right? What the problem is given? Compute a 3-period moving average forecast given the following demand for car for the last 5 periods. So they have to mention clearly it is what it is a 3 period moving average, right? It is a 3-period moving average, right? So they have to given it is a 3 period. So 3 period அப்படின்னாக்கா you are going to take only 3 variables in the average position, right? And forecast given the demand of the last 5 years or the demand of for the car they have to given over here, right? Demand for the car for the last 5 periods. So here demand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the last this 5. It is nothing but it is a last 5 periods order demand for the car they have to given over here. So what are the supplies? 70, 80, 65, 90, and 85. So what they asking is forecasting for the period of 6. So sixth period order forecasting value, supply value எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் அப்படின்றது sixth period order forecasting value, supply values எவ்வளோ அப்படின்றது they are asking, right? So how to find out this forecasting for the period of 6 அப்படின்னாக்கா let's take a moving average forecasting method, right? Moving average forecast moving average forecast value. Sorry, what moving average forecast, what is the procedure we are using? You are going to take a last three digit order mean we are going to take, right? It is 65 plus 90 plus 85. 65. Why we are taking the last three periods அப்படின்னாக்கா we are going to calculate a period of demand for a period of 6, right? So it is a 3 yearly moving average method. In the question they have to mention clearly it is a 3 period, it is a 3 period moving average forecasting, right? So you are going to compute with the help of a 3 period moving average method, right? 3 yearly moving average method, right? And so you're going to take three datas, past three datas, right? It is 65 plus 90 plus 85 and divided by 3. So this 3, which it is nothing but it is a number of period, as I said, n is equal to 3. So n is equal to 3, which it is nothing but it is a number of periods. So how many variables are there in the numerator? It is 3. So divided by the 3 values, so what it comes is 80 cars. So this 80 is a even number or odd number, so it is a purely even number, right? So this 80 cars is it is a purely even number. So if it is a even number abhinaka, what we should do is what they have to given, what the here see, if a moving average is an even number, right? So what we are getting, it is 8, right? So I think 8 or 80. So 80 cars. So this 80 is a even number, right? So if it is a even number abhinaka, what we should do is here see the average of first four figures will be placed between the second and third year, right? So this is second and third year, right? So let's come to the problem. The first four. So this first, right? So second and the third one. So second and third. So what is the second value? It is 80. For 2 minutes per. Right. So what value we are getting is it is 80 cars in the period of 6, right? So in the period of 6, right, it is 80 values abhinaka. So first three values. So first three values, right? What is the third value? It is 65. So if this 65, it is here see this 65. Okay, so this 65, which it is greater than our value, right? But what is our conditions abhinaka? It is beside that third position value, second and third position value. It is beside the second and the third position value, right? So this third position value, what we are getting is it is 65. They given in your problem, right? But your obtained value is in the period of sixth period, it is 80, right? So how many, how what is the difference between these two? It is 15, right? So you just add this 15 into this value, into this period 6, right? Then 80 plus 15, so which is equal to what? It is 95. So in the period of 6, it is 95 cars. Okay, so it is 95 cars you are take it out. It is forecasting for the period of 6. It is 95, it is not a 80, right? So why it is not a 80? How it came? So it is 95 abhinaka. First you just see it is a period of 6. So it is a period of 6, it is 80, right? So it is a 3 yearly moving average method. So first the third value, what it is 65. So this 65 is obviously just greater than 8, sorry, it is lesser than 80, right? So what is the condition abhinaka? The value which must be beside that second value and third value, but it must be greater than this third value, right? So what is the difference of these two? It is 15. right? So you just add this 15 into this value, right? Into this value. So 80 plus 15, so it is 95, right? Or நீங்க எப்படி இன்னொரு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம்னா, what is the second value? It is 80, and what is the third value? It is 65, right? So it must be beside this two value. இந்த ரெண்டு வேல்யூக்கும் பிசைட்ல தான் இருக்கணும் நம்ம ஃபவுண்ட் அவுட் பண்ற வேல்யூ. But our value which comes as 80, right? So what is the difference between these two? It is 15. So you just add this 15 value over here. So 18 plus 15, which is equal to 95. Now check it out. This 95 will be greater than beside this value or not. Yes, it is beside the second and third value. So you may leave it now, right? So no need to changing over here. And one more thing, this 95 is an odd number. So if it is an odd number abdinaka, no need to worry about this, right? Here in the period of 7, if you are going to calculate in the period of 7 abdinaka, in the period of 7 you are going to take down the last three values, right? So what it is, it is 4, 5 and 6th period value, right? So fourth period, what it is 90. It is given in your problem here. See, for val 4 it is 90, and for 5 it is 85, and for 6 it is 95. So no need to take 80, right? So it is 95. You just take average for these three, it comes under 90, 90. So here 90, which is a even number or odd number, you just check it out. If it is an odd number, no centering, there is no problem to centering that value. So if it is an even number abhinaka, you just check the value whether it is beside that value or it is outside that value, right? It is a period of 7. So period of 7 abhinaka, how we are going to calculate, how you are going to check that beside values, centering values, it is beside that values or not abhinada. It is you are going to take down the values for 4 and 4 to 6, right? So if it is a 90, 90 if it is beside that value or not. So what is the fourth value? It is, so here no need to check because it is 90, it is a even number or odd number. It is 90 is a even number or odd number. 90 is a even number or odd number.
Even number.
Even.
Right. So 90, it's an even number. So again, you are going to check whether that value is beside or not. So what is the fourth value? It is 90, right? And what is the sixth value? Sixth value, it is 95. So your value will be lying in between this 90 and 95. What your value? It is 90. So here no need to added that no need to centering that value because it must be lying in between 90s and 95, right? So here for first cases, so what you should do is you can check down from 1 to 2. Yeah, sorry, 1 to 3 you are going to take, right? So what is the value for 1? It is 70 to 65. So this 70 to 65 la 80 which is not lying, which is not beside that value. So we are going to centering that value. And one more thing, it is a even value, even number. So you are going to center that value, right? So here no need to give a centering over this value, right? And any doubt on this problem? Any doubt in this problem?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the forecasting method, will be approximate or what? Because the forecasting values are independent, right, sir? Because it doesn't depend on the previous value or the previous year value. It obviously depends on the the various factors, and maybe environmental factors or maybe economical factor. So how this model be right for forecasting?
Yes, it may be affected. Obviously, it may be affected, but it is our expected value, right? It is not an exact value. Whether 90 cars abdinaka, whether we are selling we are supplying a 90 cars in the period of 7 abdinaka, it is we are not giving assurance. In the period of 7, we are supplied 90 cars. It is a expected value. It is our expectation value. Right? For take down this past 3 years data or past 5 years data, we are going to forecast the value, whether how many cars we are going to supply in the period of 7, in the period of 6, right? But it may be affect ஆகலாம், right? So we are not giving assurance.
Okay, but if they is there any accurate model for forecasting?
Yes, it will be there. It is exponential smoothing. It is a linear, sorry, it is a non-linear method, and with the help of exponential smoothing method and a linear method, we are going to give an accurate result about forecasting. It is not giving accuracy, right? It is old method. It is average method. Averaging method. It is a old method. The method uses the past data to calculate an average of a past demand, right? And this average is then used as a forecasting. So let's see this exponential smoothing method and linear methods. We can identify the difference between this method and exponential smoothing method.
Okay.
Right. Any doubts from anyone? ஏதாவது doubts இருக்காப்பா? Yeah. சொல்லுங்க இப்ப இருக்கா இல்லையான்ட்டு. You don't waste our time.
Yes, sir.
இருக்கீங்களா இல்ல ஒவ்வொரு பேரை கூப்பிட்டு கேட்கணுமா? டவுட் இருக்கான்னு. That is not fair.
No doubt.
சொல்லுங்க. Right. Now you can take down. Right. I can remove down. You can make a note. Right. So calculated the following demand for a storage of water heater. Calculated. Just take down this problem, right? So calculate the following demand. Calculate the following demand for a storage water heater. For storage water heater. For a storage water heater. For the last 6 months. For the last 6 months. Right, and make a tabulation like this. First column, it is time, and second column, it is demand. Time, demand. So first column, it is time, and second, it is demand. Right. So in time la you can write down in the month of July, August, அப்படியே எழுதிக்கோங்க. ரோ வைஸ்ல எழுதிக்கோங்க. ஜூலை, ஆகஸ்ட், செப்டம்பர் அப் டு டிசம்பர் வரைக்கும் எழுதிக்கோங்க. ஜூலை, ஆகஸ்ட், செப்டம்பர், அக்டோபர், நவம்பர் அண்ட் டிசம்பர். ஸோ 6 months எழுதிக்கோங்க. ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் ஜூலை அண்ட் எண்டிங் ஃப்ரம் டிசம்பர். ரைட். அண்ட் டிமாண்ட் கீழே எழுதிக்கோங்க. ரைட். இந்த மந்த் ஆஃப் ஜூலைக்கு நேரா demand is 300. In the month of August, the demand is 350. 350. In the month of September, it is 400. 400. In the month of October, it is 500. 500. In the month of November, it is 600. It is 600. And in the month of December, it is 700. 700. Right. Prepare a forecast. Prepare a forecast by SMA method. capital S, capital M, capital A, SMA method, SMA method to forecast, to forecast, to forecast January sales, to forecast January sales. So we are going to find out a forecast value in the month of January sales, right? So up to December, they have to given the demand, it is 700. And what is the expected value in the month of January? What is the forecast value in the month of January? You are going to calculate with the help of SMA method. So SMA method, SMA, which it is nothing but it is a simple moving average method, right? It is a simple moving average method, right? So you're going to find out, right? And take down on another problem, the total demand for, so take down one more problem, and the total demand for, the total demand for LED TV sets, LED TV sets, TV sets at 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 a shop has been, at a shop has been 90 90 100 90 comma 100 comma 90 comma 100 and 80 80 each of the last quarter, each of the last quarter, quarters, 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 right? A full stop. Calculate the forecast on the basis of a simple average method. Calculate the forecast on the basis of simple average method. Calculate the forecast on the basis of a simple average method. So first problem on the under SMA method, right? So the expected demand for the next plan period is equal to the simple average of the actual demand of the previous nth period, right? So you just keep this point as right. So it is a key point, right? So keep it on your mind. It is an important point, as I informed in the previous class itself, right? In this SMA method, it is the expected demand, that is a forecast for the next planned period, is equal to the simple average of the demand, actual demand of the nth period, previous nth period, right? And take down this problem also, right? Just take a snap of this slide, right? No need to write over here. You just take a snap of this problem, right? So determine the forecast for the period 7 and 8, for the period 7 and 8. So so what are the methods we are using? Us here, first one, it is 2-period average method, moving average method, and to, right. So it is a first one, and the second, it is 4-period, right? And the third one, the 2 periods weighted moving average method, and the fourth one, exponential smoothing method, right? So நம்ம வந்து இது ரெண்டும் தான் இப்போதைக்கு பார்த்தோம், right? So இன்னும் வந்து weighted moving average method and the exponential smoothing method வந்து we are not discussed as of now, but you can take a snap of this problem, right? So இப்போ வந்து weighted moving average and exponential smoothing பார்த்துடலாம். ஸோ பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸும் வந்து you can solve on yourself, right? Right. Okay. So uh, right. Nam first problem கொடுத்தோம்லப்பா. So first problemல what is the value, forecast value for January sales? Okay, you just work it out, work down on yourself, and tell me the value. just make a rough work பண்ணி and you can tell the value in the month of January what is the sale. Why? Because this problem is followed by the weighted moving average. So weighted moving average இதே problems நான் continue பண்ணி கொடுத்துடலாம்னு இருக்கேன், ரைட்டா? ஸோ அதுக்காக தான் we just calculated the value for January sales, what it is. We are going to found out in the month of January, right? For the next planned period, as I told, for the next planned period, I think in the month of January, which is equal to the simple average of the actual demand of the previous n period, right? So just keep this point on your mind. The next planned period, which is equal to the simple average of the actual demand of the previous n periods.
475.
475. இல்லம்மா. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராப்ளம் நான் சொல்றேன், ரைட்டா? ஸோ ஜூலை டு டிசம்பர் வரைக்கும் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க டிமாண்ட். ஸோ 300 to 700 வரைக்கும் கொடுத்துருப்பேன். 300, 350, 400, 500, 600, 700, right? You are going to prepare a forecast by SMA method to forecast value for January sales.
Sir, for January 600 கிட்ட வருது.
Yes, it is 600, right?
Okay.
Yes, but it is exact correct value, so 600. So can you explain how you calculate this value?
Sir, I took the previous three values and I averaged.
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's how
that's
I
it.
got the values.
Yes, that's it. That is why I'm telling this. In this method, the expected demand, that means a forecast for the next planned period, that is January, right? So it is equal to the simple average of the actual demand of the previous nth period. So you just take a simple average by the help of simple average method, right? You just take past 3 months data, 500, 600, and 700, right? So you are going to take in the reversing order, right? Here see what it is அப்படின்னாக்க நான் இங்க எழுதுறேன், ரைட்டா? ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் erase பண்ணிடலாம், ரைட்டா? ஸோ what is the formula we are having in the SMA method? What is the formula for simple moving average method? Formula என்ன நம்ம பார்த்தோம்? What is the formula to calculate the forecast value?
Sir, ரொம்ப நேரமா ஸ்லைட் ஆகலைங்க.
இந்த ஸ்லைட்ல இருக்குப்பா.
இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் ப்ராப்ளம் பார்த்தோம் இல்லைங்களா சார், அதுல இருக்குங்க. ஷார்ட் ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஒரே No, it is visible. Slide is. Okay, Abba. Am I audible? My slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Slide moving இருக்குல்லப்பா உங்களுக்கு
தெரியுதுங்க.
Okay, pa. Thank you. Yes, so what is the formula for simple moving average method? என்ன formula pa பார்த்தோம்? What is the formula? தெரியுமா சொல்லுங்க. F suffix t, which is equal to what? Summation
AT long, sir.
Summation
AT
capital A suffix t
long.
By n
divided by n. divided by n.
So it is a கரெக்டா இதான ஃபார்முலா உங்களுக்கு கரெக்டாமா?
Yes, sir.
Right. So summation nale what you are going to do is you are going to add last three values, right? So எப்படி எழுதலாம் நீங்க? And for example which is equal to summation பண்ண போறேன், right? So summation பண்ணும்போது எப்படி எழுதுவேன் இப்ப நான்? For example it is a suffix t minus 1 plus a suffix t minus 2 plus capital A suffix t minus 3 divided by n. So n oda value வந்து which is 3, right? So we are going to take 3 numbers of variables in the numerator. So the value denominator value it is 3, right? And A suffix t minus 1. And the t minus 1 அப்படின்னா என்னப்பா? t minus 1 ஏன் போடுறோம், ஏன் t minus 2 t minus 3 போடுறோம்? So இந்த t இருக்கிற இடம் என்ன நம்ம சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணுவோம்? What value we are going to substitute over here? Yes, இவ்வளவு யோசிக்கிறீங்க? See, have you understood what I'm asking is t அப்படின்னா என்ன denote பண்ணுதுன்னு நான் கேட்கிறேன். What it defines? பாருங்க capital A suffix t ன்றா என்ன நமக்கு?
Time periods.
Demand for this most recent demand for this time period, right? So for t minus 1 ன்னா என்ன? Right. இது உங்களுக்கு வந்து ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் வரல. இங்க பாருங்க ஹியர் சரி இந்த டேபிள் இருக்குல்லப்பா, இந்த டேபிளே எடுத்துப்போம் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு, ரைட்டா? ஸோ இந்த பீரியட் ஆஃப் 8ல வந்து இப்போ நான் இங்க இந்த வேல்யூ தான் நான் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறேன். ஐம் கோயிங் டு கால்குலேட் திஸ் வேல்யூ, ரைட்டா? சரி ஒன்று நீங்க சொல்லுங்க, இல்லைன்னா நான் சொல்றேன், அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் கேட்டுக்கங்க. சொல்றீங்களா? சொல்லுங்க. எஸ்
சார் 300 சார் T1.
எதுக்கு இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் சொல்றீங்களா?
ஆமாங்க சார்.
நான் இந்த ப்ராப்ளம்க்கே வரல, நான் இது ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு தான் எடுத்திருக்கேன், ரைட்டா? உங்களை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றதுக்கு t minus 1 t minus 2 t minus 3 னா என்னன்னு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண தான் இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் எடுத்திருக்கேன், ரைட்டா? ஸோ இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் அப்புறமா நீங்களே ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணுங்க. ஸோ இந்த வேல்யூ இந்த பீரியட் ஆஃப் 8 வந்து யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு கால்குலேட், ரைட்டா? ஸோ இட் இஸ் a suffix t, ரைட்டா? ஸோ இட் இஸ் அ மோஸ்ட் ரீசன்ட் டிமாண்ட் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு கால்குலேட் வாட் இட் இஸ் அப்படின்றது. ஸோ இது என்ன பார்ப்போ? a suffix என்னது? a suffix என்ன?
-1.
யாரும் சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க, போங்க. t minus 2 புரியுது என்ன சொல்றேன்னு? See, it is a time period. You're going to calculate this most recent demand for this period of 8, right? So t minus 1 என்னன்னா t னா இப்ப இங்க என்ன? What it defines? A time period என்ன? t which is 8. So 8 minus 1 என்ன? 7. அப்ப 7th time period என்ன? Right? 8 minus 2 னா என்ன? 6. So அப்ப 6th time period. 8 minus 3. Have you understood what I'm speaking?
Yes, sir. Now
ரைட்டா? ஸோ இப்போ நான் கொடுத்த இந்த வேல்யூ லிஸ்ட்ல ஜூலை டு டிசம்பர், how many months are there? How many months are there?
6 months, sir.
6 months are there. So you're going to calculate, you're going to found the forecast in the month of January, right? For January month it is 7th month, right? From the July length, right? January is the 7th month, right? So அப்போ t யோட வேல்யூ என்ன அங்க நீங்க இப்ப சால்வ் பண்ண ப்ராப்ளம்ல? What is the t value?
600, sir.
6 எப்படிமா? உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் புரியலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், ஐ திங்க்.
360, sir.
இல்லம்மா, t யோட வேல்யூஸ் என்ன கேட்ட? ஸ்மால் t யோட வேல்யூ. இப்போ நான் இங்க சொன்னது உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சிச்சுன்னா, இப்போ நான் கேட்ட கொஸ்டின் உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சிருக்கும். சரி, நான் இதுலயே எழுதுறேன், உங்களுக்கு புரியுதான்னு பாருங்க. ஜான்வரி, இது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஜான்வரி நீங்க கால்குலேட் பண்ண போறீங்க, ரைட்டா? ஸோ இது டிசம்பர், ரைட்டா? இது டிசம்பர், இது என்னது டிசம்பர், நவம்பர், இது வந்து அக்டோபர், ரைட்டா? ஸோ இது வந்து செப்டம்பர், ஆகஸ்ட், ஜூன், ஜூலை அது கரெக்டா? ஸோ 1 2 3 4 5 6. ஸோ 6 வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, they given in your problem, ரைட்டா? 6 monthsக்கான டிமாண்ட். ஸோ இந்த மந்த் ஆஃப் ஜான்வரி ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஃபவுண்ட் அவுட், ரைட்டா? ஸோ அப்போ டீயோட வேல்யூ என்ன நமக்கு? முடியல என்னால. C, which is equal to summation A suffix 7 divided by n. இதுதான் நீங்க கண்டுபிடிக்க போறீங்க, ரைட்டா? ரைட்டா? இப்போ 7 minus 1 என்னமா?
6.
6. அப்போ 6th month என்ன நமக்கு? What it is? December. So what is the demand for month of December?
700, sir.
700. So for 700 first value it is plus, and t minus 2. What is the t value? It is 7. So 7 minus 2 what? It is
5.
5. What is the 5th month demand?
October 500, sir.
5th month oda demand enna ketta? I'm talking about the month of
600. Oh, November, sir. 600.
ஏன் கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்றீங்க என்ன? 600, right? And here a suffix t minus 3. So you know the value for t is 7, right? So 7 minus 3 what? 4. What is the demand in the month of 4? What is the demand in the month of 4? 500, right? So divided by 3. What is the value? On solving this, what is the value found out? என்ன வேல்யூ பா கிடைச்சது? 600 is what value? It is capital F suffix 7. Then உங்களுக்கு formula capital F suffix T, அதுதான ஃபவுண்ட் அவுட் பண்றீங்க. So capital F suffix 7, which means what? In the month of forecast value in the month of January. So in the month of January, which means அத 7 denote பண்ணிருக்கேன், ரைட்டா? So it is 600. புரியுதா? இப்ப புரியுதா? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
See, I'm repeating again. I'm just give a small intro, right? For example, if 1 to 7 வரைக்கும் they given, like right, in your problem, right? So in the period of 8th month you are going to calculate, right? So நிறைய கூட எடுத்துக்கோ, கம்மியா எடுத்துக்கோ. So 1 to 5 they are given, right? So in the month of in the period of 6 வந்து you are going to calculate. Then what is the value for t? T ஓட value என்ன நமக்கு? 6.
7, sir. 6.
6 தான் calculate பண்ண போறீங்க. So calculated value are going to take it out t, which is equal to 6, right? So for formula வந்து how you are going to return this formula? Summation a suffix 6 divided by n, right? So with the help of simple moving average method now, so last 3 average that you are going to take down for found out 6th value, right? So last 3 oda average அப்படினா n oda value which is 3, right? So இப்போ நியூமரேட்டர்ல summation remove பண்ணிட்டா, so capital A suffix என்னது? t minus 1 plus A suffix t minus 2 plus A suffix 3 t minus 3, right? So average na 3, last 3 periods you are going to take down here. For example, 4th period அப்படின்னாக்க என்ன வரும்? Plus capital T minus 4, ரைட்டா? 4th period நான் சொல்றேன், ரைட்டா? இல்லைன்னா இதோட நிறுத்திக்கலாம், ரைட்? So here substitute the T value. T value நமக்கு 6. So 6 minus 1, which is 5, right? So what is the demand they given in your problem? You can take you can write this one. So A suffix T minus 2. So T it is 6. 6 minus 2 it is 4. 6 minus 3 it is 3, right? So 4th period and 3rd period order values இங்க write பண்ணுவீங்க, plus divided by 3, right? So T order value or at last another forecast in the month of 6, that T which is equal to என்ன value வருதோ அதுதான் value. புரியுதுங்களா?
Yes, sir.
So do you have any doubt or found out the value forecast value? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Right. Okay, no doubt. Okay, you can take down the continuation problem. It is right a weight residual method. So அதுலயே எழுதிக்கங்க ரைட்டா கண்டினியூஷன் தான் நமக்கு செகண்ட் ப்ராப்ளமோட கண்டினியூஷன்ல யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஃபவுண்ட் அவுட் weighted moving average value, right? So to forecast the demand for January using a 3-period model, to forecast the demand for January using 3-period model, 3-period model, using 3-period model with the most recent periods demand, to forecast the demand for January using 3-period model with the most recent periods, most recent periods demand, right? Weighted 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 twice as twice 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 as heavily as twice as heavily as as each of the previous 2 periods demand, each of the previous 2 periods demand, each of the previous 2 periods demand, right? Right. So it is a weighted moving average formula, right? So this slide is visible to you all, right? It is visible,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So weighted moving average method, what is the formula we are having? It is summation C suffix T into capital A suffix T. So capital A suffix T, you know well, right? What it is? It is a most recent demand value, A suffix T. Right? So capital C suffix T, which it is nothing but what? It is as I told already, it is a relative weight of the actual demand for a previous nth period. So it is a relative weight of the actual demand, right? So the value for C suffix T, which must be lies in between the 0 to 1, right? So இங்க எழுதியிருக்கேன் பாருங்க. So last classல we discussed this thing, right? So C suffix T, which must be lies in between the values 0 to 1, right? So this is our formula, summation I is equal to 1 power n is C suffix T, which is equal to 1, which must be lies in between 0 to 1, right? So this is our formula for weighted moving average. This is the formula நமக்கு, right? So f suffix T plus 1, right? So T plus 1, right? So so how we are going to calculate with the help of weighted moving average method அப்படின்னாக்கா, so previous problem வச்சு தான் நம்ம write பண்ண போறோம். And C suffix first thing you written over here, right? For example, நான் எழுதுறேன் இங்க பாருங்க, right? So C suffix T, right? First என்ன வரும்? A suffix T minus 1 plus C suffix T capital A suffix T minus 2 plus A suffix T minus 3, right? So T
Sir.
minus, yes,
ஆனா சம்மேஷன் வந்து சி சஃபிக்ஸ் டிக்கும் சேர்த்து தானங்க சார் இருக்கு.
அதான் இங்கே ஆட் பண்ணியிருக்கோமே சமேஷன் ஒவ்வொரு இதுக்கும்.
அது
I'm now
T
taking a
அந்த மாதிரி வராதுங்க. ஏன்னா இது கான்ஸ்டன்ட் கிடையாதுங்களா சார்?
சமேஷன் கான்ஸ்டன்ட் கிடையாது. நான் தனித்தனியாக தான் எழுதியிருக்கேன். இங்க பாருங்க, இண்டிவிஜுவல் இது இட் இஸ் அ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன், இட் இஸ் அ செகண்ட், இட் இஸ் அ தேர்ட் ஒன்.
ஓகேங்க சார். நான் எனக்கு என்ன கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா வேரியபிள் சேமா இருக்குங்களா, அதனால கேட்டாங்க.
இல்ல இல்ல, அது இது வேரி ஆகும். Here it is varied, right? So first one here a t minus 1 t minus 2 t minus 3 value வந்து you should know, right? What is the value? A t minus 1, what is the value? What is the value for A t? For previous problem continuation பண்ணி தான் நான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன், ரைட்டா? Strictly speaking, previous problem எவ்வளோ?
700, sir.
Yes, it is 700. So A suffix t minus 2, what? What is the value? 600. And A suffix 3 minus 3, what is the value? It is 500. Right. So these data, it is you are going to take in the previous problem with the help of this previous problem, right? So this unknown terms enna C suffix t, and this one C suffix t, it is C suffix t. So this 3 vandu pathinaka, it is not a constant value, right? So as I told already, here C C suffix t, it is 0.5, t minus 1, it is 0.3, and t minus 2, it is 0.2, right? And the question they have to given what it is, the most recent periods demand weighted twice as heavily as each of the previous 2 periods demand, right? So the weight on the pathnaka, it is twice as heavily as each of the previous 2 periods demand, right? For example, 2 periods, other 2 periods demand. For example, if I'm going to take first one order weight, what it is abinaka, here it is 0.5, so it is a C suffix t, so 0.5, so twice as heavy as each of the previous 2 periods demand. So previous 2 periods demands for example, if I'm going to take it as a t minus 1 oda values, so remaining 2 periods oda twice the value. So for remaining 2 periods oda value, I'm going to take it as 0.25 and 0.25 over here. So it is for t minus 2, and it is for t minus 3. Right, the previous 2 periods of the demand, which must be as twice as most recent demand, right? In question they have to given the most recent period demand weight on the patraka, it is twice as heavily as each of the previous 2 periods of the demand, right? So here I'm going to substitute, for example, it is 0.5 into 700 plus it is 0.25 into 600, and plus it is 0.25 into 500. So if you are going to solve this one, you are getting on value, right? So what is the value you are getting? Just calculate it and tell me the value, what it is. Yes. So what is the value you are getting? What value you are getting? What is the calculated value for this?
625.
Yes, it is 625. Right. So by using weighted moving average method, you are getting January month or sales, it is 625. With the help of a moving average method, what value you are getting? It is 600, I think, right? So it is 600. With the help of SMA method, it is SMA method. So simple moving average method, you are getting sales, the forecasting sales in the month of January, it is 600. And for January sales forecast value in the month of with the help of weighted moving average method, right? It is WMA, weighted moving average method. It is 625, right? So from this, what you understood? It is 600. It is 625. What you understood from these two answers? Would you understood whether it is 600, it is 625? Why? This person SMA, it is 600. WMA, it is 625. It is a forecast value in the month of January, right? So என்ன சொல்றாங்க இதுல, என்ன சொல்ல வராங்க? Can you justify?
சார் அதுல ஒரே டிமாண்ட் மட்டும் தான் சார் கன்சிடர் பண்ணுவோம். இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு
ம்
இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா சார் நம்ம பழைய இதோட வெயிட்டும் எல்லாமே கன்சிடர் பண்ணங்காட்டி கொஞ்சம் அக்யூரேட்டா இருக்கும் சார். அதனால 620 கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வந்திருக்கு சார்.
Yes, exactly. In this method, the different weightings are given to the actual demand of everyone of the previous n period, right? So previous n period, we are going to give a different weightings are given to the actual demand for everyone of the previous n periods, right? So usually, more weighting is given to the actual demand for the most recent time, for the most recent periods. So more weighting we are going to give it. So it is 625 and it is 600. But for example, if you are going to manufacture one component, if that component, if diameter is given something what it is 20 mm is a diameter for that particular component you're going to manufacture, right? So tolerance value they have to given over here, right? So why they are provided tolerance on the particular job? What is the need for that tolerance? Why they are giving a tolerance range? Why for example 20 mm is a diameter of the shaft, right? So they are giving 20 plus or minus it is 1 mm. 1 mm they are giving, right? Like what is the need for giving that 1 mm?
Sir, actually, it is an allowable range that a component may be varied. So it can't be said that it will be definitely the value it is. So we are providing a range so that it will be varied from the two values.
Is exactly. Now compare like that. It is 600, it is 620. Likewise, can you justify? Which one you are going to take? It is 625 in the forecast value in the month of January, or 600?
625 may be.
Yes, 625 you are going to take. Why? Me to justify. நீங்க அதுல சொன்ன அதே ரீசன் தான்ப்பா. What you said about a tolerance.
Sir, but ஆனா இந்த weights calculate பண்றது மட்டும் எனக்கு தெரியல எனக்கு. But how in what have you calculated that CT values?
Weight CT value, it is a relative weight for the actual demand. We are having some weight, relative weight for that particular product. That weight, relative weight, you can also included over here, right? So why? Because for example, if it is a 700 அப்படினாக்கா, that எப்படி சொல்றது, what it is, some additional, for example, some additional losses எல்லாம் இருக்கும் தெரியுமா நமக்கு. You won't consider that losses, but here some cases their losses will be considered, right? So actually, here likewise you are
actually weights, it's something the term, but what it means?
It means what the particular weight of the product. It means what is that relative weight of that particular actual demand for that product.
It can be said that the threshold of the product, right, sir?
Yes, it is exactly right.
So from what basis have you calculated this CT value, sir?
So they are having some calculations, but here they have to given likewise all the weight must be added 100%, which must be 1. So they are taking the range as 0 to 1. So likewise they have to given some values. It is 0.5, 0.25, 0.3 or 0.7. For higher values, higher terms, relative weight, we are going to take it down. It is 0.7 or 8. Right? So it is some calculations will be there, but here they won't give a clear explanations about that CT values, how they calculated that 0.3257 value. They mentioned all the weight must be added 100%. 100% அப்படின்னாக்கா it must be converted, it is 1 weighted added to 1. So So the range in between 0 to 1, they have to predict. They have to mention.
Okay.
Right.
Sir, as you said, so the CT values are the ranges or the losses that has been considered. So based on that, well, compared to the simple moving average value, the weight losses or the
so they won't consider.
yes,
It is the oldest method.
So the weight moving average method is preferable, sir.
Yes, it is. It is advanced for but see simple moving average method. It is the first method they are introducing. So after that, weighted moving average method they have to introduce, and this weighted moving average method it is overcome to exponential smoothing method. We will discuss about this exponential smoothing method in the upcoming classes. It is uh, is a most preferable method while compared with weighted moving average method.
No,
Actually, the exponential smoothing method, which is entirely differ from weighted moving average method. By special weights, by what it is அப்படின்னாக்கா, by special weights, each of the past demand is in calculating an average. So the pattern of weighting is non-linear. So the weighting is assigned in such a manner that can be observations. Why? Because it becomes a more remote and it receives less weight. So it is entirely differ from the weighted moving average method. But I'll compare with simple moving average method. Weighted moving average method is the best one to predict forecast value.
சார் எனக்கு ஒரு இது மாதிரி கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கலாமான்னு மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க சார். சூப்பர் சார். இப்போ டிசம்பர்ல ஆனியன் பிரைஸ் 10 ரூபாய்ன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க சார். அதுக்கு 100 கிலோ சேல்ஸ் ஆயிருக்குது. அதே ஜான்வரியில 12 ரூபாய்ன்னு வச்சா 10 கிலோ தான் சேல்ஸ் ஆயிருக்கு. அதுதான் அந்த சிடி வேல்யூ, அந்த 10 கிலோ
அப்படி கூட வச்சுக்கோங்க. Yes, likewise they have to taken. எடுத்துக்கலாம்ப்பா, அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கலாம் பண்ணி. எஸ் சார். ஜெய் கணேஷ்
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
எஸ் சொல்லுப்பா, ஏதோ சொல்ல வந்தீங்களா நீங்க?
அது ஒண்ணும் இல்லைங்க சார், நீங்க ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன் கேட்டீங்க இல்லைங்களா?
ஆமா.
இதுதான் ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷனா இல்ல?
சொல்லுங்க 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 சொல்லுங்க.
இல்லைங்க சார், நீங்க சொன்னதுதான் ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன் இல்ல நான் சொன்னது ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன் தெரியலைங்க சார்.
See, compared with the simple moving average method, weighted moving average method is best to predict a forecast value, future forecast value predict பண்றதுக்கு it is the best one, weighted moving average method, right? But this method, which is entirely when going for a exponential smoothing method, which must be entirely differ from weighted moving average method, right? So let me discuss this exponential smoothing method in upcoming classes. Right. So அதை நீங்க பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் you can easily able to understand what it means அப்படின்றது. See, இங்க வந்து ஒரே ஒரு ஆல்பா டேர்ம் மட்டும் நம்ம இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணப்போ, it is a formula for exponential smoothing method. So here the alpha they have to introduce in this formula. So why? Because what is the alpha அப்படின்னாக்கா, it is a smoothing coefficient. They have to consider the smoothing coefficient over here. It is 0 to the value must be lying in between 0 to 1. So here, see, read out the last point. The higher alpha value, example 0.7 or 0.8, may place too much weight on the last period's random variations. Right? Yes, Jay Ganesh. Have you read out this last line?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. From this line, what you understood, it may place too much weight on the last period random variations, alpha value, it is higher value, 0.7 or 0.8 you're going to take.
0.8. Sir.
Why? Actually, it is a smoothing coefficient value, right?
Yes.
That value they have to given in your question, but you're not how this value is coming. It is 0.8 or 0. They have to prescribed, right? So base பண்ணி தான் we are following, right? It is 0.8 and 0.7.
வேல்யூ கொடுக்கல தானே
புரியல, சொல்லுங்க.
இல்ல அந்த ஆல்பா வேல்யூ அப்ப கொடுக்கல தானே
In problem, no, we are not entering into the smoothing exponential smoothing method. Now alpha values they have to given.
Sir.
But yes.
Sir, next class start ஆயிடுச்சு sir. So energy storage class sir.
Okay. We'll continue on the next class, right? Before you are leaving, I take down the attendance. Just wait a minute. So start ஆயிடுச்சா சார் வந்துட்டாரா?
Yes sir.
Just wait 1 minute, right? எத்தனை மணிக்கு 11:25 தானே next class உங்களுக்கு? Yes, anyone having any doubt on this today's session? Any doubt?
No, sir.
See, or on problems கொடுத்ததை you may worked out, right? So found out the answers, right? So for the 2 periods, 4 periods மட்டும் you can found out on yourself, right? So next class we will discuss on this exponential smoothing method problems and what problem I assigned to you today, right? So we will discuss on the next class, right? And ஏதாவது இடையில in between that do you have any doubt அப்படின்னாக்கா you can text me to WhatsApp. You may ask your doubts, right?
Okay, sir.
And class representative can send their absentee name list to my WhatsApp, right? And
Okay, sir.
Jay Ganesh இருக்கீங்களாப்பா? நேத்து நீங்க மெசேஜ் பண்ணிருந்தீங்களா? I think so evening you may you just make a call, right?
Okay.
And today evening, right?
Yes.
Okay. On 5 o'clock or 4:30 itself.
Okay sir.
Okay, pa. Okay, thank you. You may leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir.